Let's go YouTube. It's James from Rob and Henry Watches. Obviously, it's me. Coming to you from the greenhouse. I was going to get in the hot tub, but I thought probably episode 2, you don't want to see my nipples yet.
Live from the greenhouse.
I do think, though, I could sit in the hot tub with a nice bottle. And, yeah, it'd be weird. In fact, it'd almost be borderline OnlyFans.
Oh, God.
But
not down that road.
they're into soft porn these days, aren't they?
Oh,
or they're not?
They're kind of turning down that way a little bit.
I'm not.
Whose greenhouse is it, James?
It's someone's.
It's someone's.
It's not mine. It could be in the future, but
I mean,
we'll put that to one side for right now. I hope you enjoyed last week's episode. If you did, like, subscribe, comment. If you didn't, you. I don't give a shit anyway. In terms of comments and feedback from the last video, I don't really know. We only released a video a few hours ago. I'm coming at you from the past into the future. Yeah, I can't figure that out. But anyway, there's I don't really know how it's gone. Probably not well, but f*** it. So, as promised from the last episode, we're going to do a review of my collection. Now, the watches that I brought with me and I'm choosing to show today are ones that all have like a sentimental attachment that were given to me. I think maybe there's 1 or 2 I bought. But there's going to be no flashy flexing stuff, so it's just all kind of stuff from the family and other bits, and hopefully it will resonate with some of you in terms of the main thing that I love about watches is it's not just about kind of wearing a really cool watch, but it's about the memories that they bring up and good times and memories from that, you know, the time, the situation, the person, that's what I think is really cool. Wristwatch check. I'm wearing the Rolex Milgauss reference 116400. Is it 116400? I haven't checked my notes. Hang on. This example is in fantastic condition. It's from 2009. It's got the original warranty card. It's got service paperwork from Rolex from 2016. It's got the hang tags. It's got everything apart from the box. You don't wear a box, so you don't need it. The condition on this is absolutely stunning. Really cool watch. £6,350. I'll be honest with you, I've never been like... I've had pretty much every Rolex, but I've never owned a Milgauss. In fact, I've never even worn a Milgauss because it's a bit like... they're a bit boring. To be fair, I don't know why we give it such a hard time. That cool, like, flashy seconds hand. Obviously, it's all about the resistance to magnetic fields, and, you know, it was made for scientists back in the day. Well, scientists aren't going to be wearing this shit these days. But I think it's really got a place. The Milgauss is seriously going up in price right now. It's on the rise, like all Rolex, but this is the last sports model to finally catch up. Even the Oyster Perpetual has been above the Milgauss, so there's not a better time to buy Milgauss than now because they're going up. Buy mine.
Can't even get a Rolex at the moment, so
No.
It's a strange shop.
You know what's interesting?
Rolex haven't even got Rolex.
Rolex haven't even got Rolex. Someone reached out to me about a week ago. They couldn't even get a Lady Dust, the Rolex Lady Datejust 31mm. Not only do they not have it in stock, like you couldn't even give these things away before. They can't even get it. It's absolutely fucking nuts right now. But anyway, let's get into it. Watch number 1. Now I referenced this one in last week's video. It's the Tissot PR 100 two-tone. It's just a great everyday watch. This one came from my grandfather. It was the last watch that he wore. And I had a really close relationship with him. So to get this, I actually got it a few years after he passed. And this is what got me into watches. So I just wanted to know more about it. And yeah,
it's
just...
the one with the quartz.
It is. It doesn't even say quartz on it, actually, to be fair. So I was talking shit. It didn't even say that. All it says is Swiss. I think that's the hot tub.
I told you there was a hot tub.
It's fine. We'll do a shoot now later. We'll put up pay-per-view only. So this watch is really well known by collectors because it just packs so much value. It's the Longines HydroConquest. If I get it right. I've been drinking too much yesterday and today. I'm a little bit hungover. This watch, I think it's the 41mm. I couldn't even tell you. It's the one which came on the bracelet. And before I even tell you about how I got this watch, the bracelet can only be made by Swiss demonic trolls. Because it's the worst bracelet in the world. There's no taper. There's no micro adjustment. It doesn't fit anyone. I literally don't know anyone who's got this watch where the bracelet fits. I don't know.
How do you... So you just can't adjust it?
You can't... It's shit, though. You can't... For ages, you couldn't get half links, so I had to buy one from another model. They started making half a link, but I don't know which idiot made this or like got it past. It's a shame because the rest of the watch is awesome. I don't know how much they are now, but they used to be about £1,000 for the automatic version. I think they've got ceramic bezels now rather than aluminium. But I don't know. Yeah, Longines, sort your out, your bracelet's Anyway, the rest of it's fine. So I got this watch when I was out in Madeira. My wife bought it for me, actually, when we got married. I think it was because of my birthday. Was it because of my birthday or we got married? I don't know. I said, listen, you need to buy me a watch.
You're going to have to ask your wife, not me.
So she put up with me. We went to one of the watch boutiques in Funchal, and she got me this, and yeah, I've worn the shit out of it. This one, actually, I've had it now for 7 years. If you know me, or if you're a flipper yourself, 7 years, that's like a lifetime in watch collecting. So
watches? What are you talking about?
yeah, obviously, this I ain't going to sell it, and it's still in amazing condition. So yeah, cheers, Lily. So this watch here, pocket watch, I'm going to absolutely butcher the names. I normally say JLC rather than trying to say Jaeger-LeCoultre. It is a World War I military issue pocket watch, which belonged to my great-grandfather who served, and the condition of this thing is absolutely awesome. I'm guessing he didn't do too much. But yeah, it still works perfectly. We had it serviced a little while ago. Obviously, it's not really something that I wear. You, though, you wore a pocket watch for a bit.
I actually got that out yesterday to look at it for a minute.
Yeah, that's getting cool. But I don't know if you can hear this, but even listen to that wind. Beautiful. And like I said, the condition is fucking awesome. I love this. In terms of value, something like this, it's a bit, well, obviously to me it's priceless. I'm not ever going to sell it, but probably value-wise about £2,000 I've seen these going for. But it's just super cool, and like, I don't know how well you can see it.
You'd think in that condition it would go for more, right?
There isn't a market really for pocket watches these days. Like, who wears a pocket watch? There's a lot of people that collect them,
Cool
but
people wear pocket watches.
yeah, I'll let you figure that one out. Moving on to something really haute horology is one of my favourite watches of all time. It's the Casio F9.
Top tier.
The choice of terrorists. Bin Laden was known to wear one because they're just super reliable. Generally I give these to loads of people as well as gifts. I think I've given you one in the past before. I do give them to most people. They don't even wear them though, but this is like, I hear people say all the time, and it's like one of my bugbears. I hear people say like, oh, I'm not going to wear that watch because it's too small for me. No watch is too small for you. Muhammad Ali wore a Cartier tank, a small one. Not that he's real. Tony Soprano wore a 36mm day-date. Anyway, so I just wear this one for like going to the gym, or I say going to the gym, I ain't going to the gym. I go out running a lot though, or just doing any shit, and it's just like, yeah, it's cool. Right, next. Okay, next up we've got the Omega de Ville. It's ultra thin. So this watch I actually purchased myself, and I bought it out in Madeira 2019, I think. I was just going through, we were in a very small town close to where my wife's family lives out there, and I wandered into this like random jewelers. It wasn't an authorized dealer, and they had kind of like loads of like random watches in there, and I saw this and I was like, what the hell is this doing? It was like a pretty shitty jewelers. So I was like,
just see it like glowing in a cup.
I did, and I was like, you show me. Obviously I was polite. I didn't say that. So the lady got it out of the cupboard for me. I took a look at it and I was like, well, is it legit? And she's like, yeah. I was like, okay. Had to ask.
We've got 4 of those.
Well, the funny thing is they didn't have the box or paperwork for it. So I was like, So anyway, we agreed a price, and it was about €300 I paid for this.
They have spelled Omega right on there, right?
It's definitely legit. I'll tell you how. One, because I know, and two, it has been back to Omega because they put a new battery in it for me because obviously it was dead. They said they'd had it for 20 years and just hadn't sold. So that's obviously why I got a good price on it. But when they did the battery, they completely scratched the back, fine, and they actually dented and pushed one of the lugs in.
Awesome.
Cheers for that.
As you do.
So it went off to Omega, if it wasn't, I think maybe last year. And I spent basically the value of the watch again on a service and getting that put right. But it always reminds me, I love going to Madeira, and obviously I've got family there, so it's a nice memento and memory of that, so that's why I like it. And it is just like a really cool dress watch. It's rather thin. Right, moving on. This one is a vintage watch, and it is a vintage Eterna, which are like super cool. There's quite a lot of people which collect Eternas now, back in the day, a Turner was like right up there, one of the top brands. These days, not so much. But this watch was my grandfather's main one. It's a manual wind. It's just got a really kind of cool Calatrava dial. The condition it's actually pretty good. I mean, it's scratched up and whatnot. But I like that because I just think, well, he scratched it, he wore it, and so yeah, I really enjoy wearing this one.
You scratch it to spite you. You have this.
Hopefully, it's been serviced a couple of times because it's like trying to keep the thing on time. It's still not perfect, and I've been meaning to send it out to a Turner to get.
A winning story with the Turners lately.
Yeah, I know. So I've been thinking about sending it back out there, and they said they can do a new movement for about €500, which is probably about the value of the watch itself. So while it's still there, it's got a problem with mist as well. Unfortunately, it's got like a little spot on the dial, but that was me. It like steamed up one day, and it got condensation in there, which shows obviously the seals are gone or not working. I didn't wear it in the hot tub. Do you know what though? One of my back on like another movie, which is actually a movie this time.
Not a series.
Do you know one of my favourite films ever? Hot Tub Time Machine. Oh. Best film ever. Tell me one better film than the Hot Tub Time Machine.
I could probably name you about 50, but it's up there. Look, 50 out of all the movies ever. That's pretty good.
If you could go with any movie, don't tell me you wouldn't want to go in Hot Tub Time Machine. So anyway, that's a Turner. So I've saved the best watch till last. This is my Tudor Black Bay Dark.
Sounded like you were at a school presentation then. This is my Tudor.
It is. So I bought this one last year. So I went with my friend Andy. We went on a trip to Nice and Monte Carlo last February. It was just before the world went nuts. So it was a good time to get out. And he hadn't been very well for a long time. So we went out. We did this trip just because we'd been talking about it for ages. So we went on the trip. We were drinking this place called Wayne's Bar out in Nice. It's like the best.
Now there's a movie you want to be in.
It's the best bar in Nice. It's like a proper sports bar, but it's good for everyone. Anyway, so we got drunk. We got drunk every day. Anyway, we wandered into the Rolex boutique and we were looking around. And I was like, I wasn't buying. I should have bought a Rolex, but anyway, I wanted a Tudor. And I was asking him like, which one do you like? And he's like, that's pretty cool. And I was like, yeah, it is pretty cool. So he bought it. It's another story. It actually took ages for them to let us in. Because they had like one of these weird security doors where you like have to go in, and then you have to like get given access to the door. Then you've got to get into the door compartment. Then you've got to get access into the store. And as we were both intoxicated, and the guy kept telling me to take my hat off, and I was like, I'm not taking my hat off, and I was pretty drunk. So anyway,
surprised you have to put white gloves on as you walked in.
I don't know. They probably wanted to. They literally looked at us like we were the biggest peasants in the world. I mean, if you've been to loads of like Rolex boutiques, you'll know that in some of them they're absolutely stuffy. We were just wearing shorts and t-shirts, drunk, like proper like English scumbags on holiday. And I was just like, yeah, that one. And the woman's like, ooh, suddenly she was interested. Anyway, after the trip, I thought, he was going through a difficult time with chemo and with his treatment. So I was like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to send it out to him and I'm going to get something nice engraved on it. Something nice and thoughtful and pleasant and something to evoke memories.
I know this story. It sounds familiar.
So I had it engraved and I was actually probably quite lucky to get it engraved. So he always tried calling me this name and I always tried calling him this name. He thinks that he invented it. But anyway, so I had it engraved penis breath on the back, which was, standard. And then I gifted him the watch. I sent it out to him. Obviously, he loved it. I found it hilarious that it said penis breath on the back, because who doesn't want penis breath written on the back? And yeah, unfortunately in the summer last year, end of the summer, he passed. So yeah, at his funeral, his wife Jen gave it back to me, and it was like properly emotional. And it's not much that makes me cry, but I did cry like a bit. Even now, I'm just like, you know.
Like you got the last laugh though. Happy.
Yeah, I know. Well, he has got the last laugh now because I'm left having a watch that says penis breath on it. But it's it's my favourite watch. It makes me think of him all the time, and it's just it's a cool as watch. I mean, it does say penis on it, but
makes it better.
What are you gonna do? Cool.
No one's ever flipping that.
No. No one in the world would want to buy that. Like when I die,
he probably enjoys the fact that you're never going to be able to flip that, knowing you.
I mean, what I never would too. I mean, even when I die, someone's going to be like, oh, can't sell it.
Fuck me, what am I going to do with this now?
I might actually get like penises engraved on the side. So that's the review of like my really special watches. I've got a couple of others, but none of those have any kind of sentimental value. But I'll save that for another time. Those are the watches that I really care about and give about. So I hope you enjoyed it. And at some point, it'd be great to get on the channel other people to review their collections. On to this week's watches for the shop. So we've already talked about the Rolex Milgauss 116400. I don't know why I keep saying the reference number like anyone gives a shit if the Rolex
Because you've
Milgauss.
learned it now and you're proud.
Because I actually remembered it because we shot this earlier today and I was like, I can't even remember what the reference number is.
You did everything possible to learn this.
And here's all the stuff for it as well. How cool is that? It's even got the red tag, it's got the green one,
Handy in a little drugs
the
packet.
spare links,
Look at that.
no drugs, warranty card and the service card. The other watch, now this one is super cool.
Oh, but you're not allowed to sell this one. I like this one.
Yeah, so do I. So this is the Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch. I would call it vintage. A couple of years ago we weren't calling watches from the 80s vintage, but we are now. This is 1985. It's the reference 145022. Wait.
2 hours later.
Yeah, I did have it right.
What you're saying is you were right.
Of course I was right. I've put it on a new black leather strap. The condition of the case, you're not going to see it well here, but check out the photos. We'll link up in the description in the box down there. The condition of this case is absolutely stunning.
It's basically new. As far as I can tell.
It's not far off. It's not something that's been over polished. It's just been serviced, so it's bang on. The chronograph works perfectly. The timekeeping is perfect, and the dial's just getting that really nice. The markers and the hands are all aging the same color. It's beautiful. It's got the original box and outer box. I mean, I don't know what the hell you're going to do with them. You can stick them in a cupboard to rot, but they're there. And just, yeah, you really want to be buying this one just for its condition. And better still, think about this. You can get a vintage example cheaper than a new one. That's a no-brainer, surely.
Yeah.
Why would you not
I think
look
the
at
history's
vintage?
important anyway.
Yeah, well, listen, it's from the kind of the longest running time of these Speedmasters when they're in production. Obviously, there's the new ones out now that've got the new movement. But personally, if you can get a vintage example in condition like this for less than a new one, and substantially less for a new one, it makes sense. As it happens, I can actually get you a new one well below retail, but you know, hook me up, call me later, slide in my DMs. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, something funny, abusive, I don't really care. Check out our Instagram page at Robin Henry Watches or our website robinhenrywatches.com. I think that you didn't make the MySpace page.
I didn't. I promise this week. I promise.
You let people down.
Sorry, Master.
Should be a man of your word.
Technically it exists. I just haven't actually done anything with it. But what do you do with it these days?
I don't know. You figure that out. That's your job.
Okay.
I didn't promise people that I was going to make a MySpace page, now did I?
Well, yeah, but then so why do you need it?
I don't f***ing know.
Fight me.
Anyway, yeah, cheers. I'm out.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one.